What's on your mind today?
Okay, so I've been on TikTok just browsing through a few lives and having a few arguments because I feel that black Americans are not being seen in a political stance. Like we have skin folk in office, but they're not black Americans, but they're speaking on our issues as if they are our voice and how
Mhm.
that is wrong. And when I speak something about it, everybody's having a problem with it. Like it's a major issue for us
Okay.
because you don't have the
Let me
black
give you my
experience.
perspective, and I like to get your insight on my perspective because I'm a Pan Africanist. I come from a different angle, so I see all African people as family, no matter where they come from. Right. With that being said, yes, one race. With that being said, I see nothing wrong with each branch of the family handling their own private business as long as it doesn't take away from the collective unity of the entire family. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a grandmom who had 10 kids, right? Each child has their own family. They got their own children, they got their own grandchildren. It is a
Mhm.
time and a place for each child to be with their own children, handle their own issues in their own house, right? So what goes on in my brother's house is my brother's business. It is not my business. What goes on in my sister's house is my sister's business. It's not my business unless they come to me and ask me to get involved. But at the same time, they still my family. We not enemies. I don't have to disassociate from them. I don't have to demonize them. I don't have to weaponize my experience against them. We still one family. My issue with some American Africans, because I do not use the word Black American at all. I am an African. I am an African in America, American African. That's me. So, for us who are the descendants of the Africans who built this country, who have a unique history in America, a unique situation, I see no problem with us saying, hey, we got some issues that our African immigrant brothers and sisters cannot represent us on because they haven't walked in our shoes in this country these past 400 years, right? I don't
Yes.
have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that. When you say that there are African immigrants in public office, okay, who are speaking for the American African, I don't have a problem with that if they're speaking for me appropriately. But in addition to that, we should also have American Africans who know the struggle speaking for us. So I agree with you that let's
It
say,
doesn't seem to be they don't seem to be the ones
no, but
that
let me
get in
finish
those
this point. Let me
positions.
finish this point, and I'm coming right to you so you can speak.
Okay.
If you say, Dr. Umar, I need more American Africans represent me in a political theater, I'm with you, right?
Yeah.
American, I'm with you. But I'm also going to tell you, don't demonize the African immigrants who are there. The problem is not that they're there. The problem is we don't have more American Africans speaking up. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I'm not going to demonize an immigrant African for winning a political office, okay? As long as they're not working against me. Now, if they're working against me, I'm going to identify and I'm going to isolate them. You understand me? Even though I'm a Pan-Africanist, I expect every branch of the African family to support every other branch. So if one of my Nigerian African brothers come to America and starts acting like a coon, I'm going to publicly identify and I'm going to isolate. If I catch you, my sister, demonizing and disrespecting immigrant Africans, I'm going to identify you and isolate you as a coon. So the rules do not differ for me. Respect everybody's right to represent themselves. That's what you're saying. I want American Africans to represent American Africans. I agree with you. I have no issue with that. But then if you turn around and say the immigrants are my enemies, that's where I have to draw the line with you because the immigrant Africans are not my enemies. They are only 3% of all Black people in this country. They are the lowest immigrant pool, one of the lowest immigrant pools in this country. Most of what we built is not being taken by African immigrants. It's being taken by Latinos, feminists, LGBTQs, and ethnic white minority groups who we never talk about. So my thing is let's not unfairly dump on the African immigrant population when you got all these other immigrant groups who have stolen and siphoned off of black people, and we say nothing at all. I ain't heard nobody talk about how the LGBT have siphoned off of the black struggle. I don't hear nobody talking about how anti-black Latinos, not the African Latinos who identify with us, but the anti-African Latinos, nobody talks about how they have siphoned off of the black movement as well. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are with all people who have immigrated here and are
Okay.
not for the benefit of Black Americans who are here. I'm
Okay.
not narrowing it down just to Africans.
Okay.
I'm just, to me, I haven't seen where it has benefited the Black community
Okay.
personally.
I got you. And I
And
can respect
I
that.
lived here for over 40 years. So
And I
that's
can
my
respect your
observation.
opinion. There's one more thing I want to give to you, though. I want to make sure that the American African family, which I am a part, we need to make sure, my queen, that we are not always operating from victim consciousness or deficit perspective. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I think sometimes we can operate from victim consciousness in deficit perspective too much. I want to give you an example. We are a $2 trillion economy, right? We spend $2 billion on Air Jordans a year. We spend $4 billion on liquor a year. Black women spend nearly $30 billion, mostly black women, black men in there too, but mostly black women, $30 billion on the beauty industry. From the products to the services to the shampoo, the oil, the lotion, the shea butter, blah, 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 blah. Let me ask you a question. If we were in a position of power in this country, power. Let's say we owned some Black Wall Streets. Let's say we owned our own beauty supply. Let's say we had
We
our own.
used to.
Stay with me. You're right. And we still got a few small ones. Let's say we had our own hospitals. Let's say we had our own neighborhoods. Let's say we could put our own children to work. Let's say we had our own manufacturing. We have our own security. We have our own distribution. We are electing our own officials who we finance and control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that that was the reality for a minute. Do you think African immigrants would be acting differently towards us if we were in a position of power?
My stance is not
No, no, no,
just
no, no.
directed
Stay with
at
my
them.
question. No, stay with my question. If we were operating from a position of power, Africans who come to America from the Caribbean, from the UK, from Canada, from the continent, from South America to Central America, from the South Pacific, from Australia. If we were in a position of power in America, like the Chinese are, like the Jews are, like the Arabs are, like the East Indians are, like the Anglo-Saxons are, if we were in a position of power, my queen, hypothetical question, if we were in a position of power, do you think African immigrants from around the world would treat us differently? Yes or no?
I would say yes, because when they get here, they stay to themselves. They don't really try to come
Stay with me,
together
yo.
and be
No, no,
with us.
stay
They
with me. Stay
separate
with me.
themselves.
I want you to finish
Yes,
that, but okay, they would treat us differently. So let me ask you a question.
they do it now.
Let me ask you a question. If you were an African, let's say you went to Australia, or
Mm-hmm.
you went to London, or you went to Canada from the United States. You are
Mm-hmm.
an American African immigrant into another country. And you saw when you got there, the black people there had no power, control no industries, senselessly waste their wealth with the same white people who they want reparations from. Do you think you would be eager to become a part of them? Yes or no?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be with my people. That's just who I am.
Okay, so you saying you're gonna ride out regardless. I
I'm gonna
got
be
you.
with my people
That's how
and
I
try
am.
to change how they
Do
think.
you think most American Africans would do that?
The ones I'm around, I can't speak for everybody else.
I don't think you're being honest when you say that. I don't think no group of any people, not just blacks, I don't see no group of any race going to a completely different continent, seeing their people there in a servitude, unempowered position, and be in a rush to identify and help them. Nobody does that. Generally, nobody does that. The reason I'm bringing this up, Queen, is, in my opinion, and we can agree to disagree, but in my opinion, our issue is not how the African immigrants treat us. Our issue is how we treat ourselves. And our issue is we have allowed ourselves to remain at the bottom when we clearly have the
See,
ability
what
to
you're saying right
move
there is
closer to the.
wrong,
Wait, you
because
ain't even let me finish. You ain't even
that's
let
the
me finish.
mindset they have, that
No, no,
all
no, no,
Black
no, no, no,
Americans
no,
don't
no, no,
have
no, no,
anything.
no, no, no.
That's
Listen
the
to
wrong
me.
mindset.
Listen to me. If we are trying to empower ourselves as American Africans, if we are trying to
Those who
empower our,
identify as that.
let me finish. Well, right, I'm American African. I'm not a Black American. So
Okay.
yes, we definitely going to
Mm-hmm.
disagree on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are trying to empower ourselves, I'm not worried about the immigrant African because I'm too busy empowering myself. See, I'm worried about the immigrant African because I think he's going to get some of my crumbs that the master throws off his table onto the floor. Crumbs. Because if
No,
I
it's
build an
not about
industry,
that.
okay, so then what is your issue then?
First of all, I said I'm not narrowing it down to just them. I said that at least 5
But you
times.
started out with them. Your initial
I
comments was
started
them.
out
You
with,
didn't
I
mention
don't see
nobody
the
else.
representation of us
Okay.
in
But
office.
your
That's what I
initial
started off
comments,
as.
you mentioned African immigrants. You didn't mention anybody else. You were specific to Black
I said
immigrants.
immigration is bad. It does not help Black Americans, period. Black African immigrants are not the only immigrants that are
I
here, correct?
understand that, but that's not what you said in the beginning. But
Okay.
go ahead. That's not what you said in the
So
beginning.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
narrowing it down or picking on any particular group of
But
people.
wait, time out, time out. Let me clarify something, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I said I identify as American African.
Mm-hmm.
You said you identify as Black American, and I respect your
Yes.
right to identify.
Yes.
Oh, stay with me. You do not identify as an African, correct?
No.
Well, then that's the problem. Then stay with me. Then you don't see them as your family anyway. So it
They
don't even
tell you,
matter.
if
Do
you know, you're
you see
older
the
than
difference
me.
there? Do
You're
you see
older
the
than
difference
me, so
there?
you used to hear them say,
You're Black.
"You're not
You're not an
African."
African. You're Black. So when you see an African immigrant, in your mind, you have no associated with them at all. Ancestrally, culturally, historically, nothing. So it's
They
almost
told
as
me
if,
that.
so I'm not talking about what they told you. I'm talking about you. Stop passing the buck. We're talking about you. So then, if you do not see them as family on any level, then I see why you are adversarial towards them, because to you, they're no different than any other group. And if they're no different than any other group, why are you not also holding the other groups as accountable as you're
I
holding the
am.
Black?
I
You
speak
did
against it
not. Your
all.
opening statement was about Black immigrants. Can we be honest about that?
But you didn't let me finish. You took on my question, but you didn't let me finish the whole entire
Michael, okay,
thing.
Michael. Yes, Michael.
Okay. So my stance is against anybody that comes here and tries to undermine what Black Americans have already done. I'm
Okay.
against. It don't
And
matter
what
if
is,
you Haitian,
I agree with that.
Asian,
I agree with you.
Indian. If
I
you
agree with you.
undermine what my people have fought for, bled for, been beat for, jailed for,
Okay.
hung for trees for, I'm against you. It
Okay.
doesn't
But
matter if
originally
you're
you only
Black or
pointed out
Asian.
Black
I'm
people.
against it.
Originally you only pointed out Black people. And the reason I'm pointing
But I
that
had
out,
to finish.
well, you could have said it then when you said
Yeah.
Africans.
It's a
But my
long
point
thing.
is the Black Americans, as I'm going to call y'all, and I'm going to distinguish Black American from American African in that although we're the same people, we have different mindsets. So the American African are those who see all Africans as part of our family, even if we take issue with them. Whereas the Black American, y'all see them as a completely different group. That's fine. But my issue with y'all is y'all pick on them exclusively.
I
And y'all
don't.
do, I ain't heard y'all do nothing yet about the homosexuals exploiting the Black power.
Yeah,
I ain't
because
heard y'all
they
say
got
do
all the rights
nothing
when
yet
Obama was
about the
in.
Latinos. I ain't
They
heard
got all
y'all
the
say
rights when
nothing
Obama
yet
was in.
about the white immigrants. All y'all talk about is African immigrants, who are only 3%. That is not your problem.
Dr.
Our
Umar,
problem is us.
Dr. Umar, who gave the homosexuals all the rights when he was in office? What was his nationality? He was an African and half white. Obama.
Okay,
He
but
gave them all the rights. Nothing for us.
Yes, Barack Obama proliferated it and popularized it. Can I ask you a
Yes.
question? Can I ask you a question? Who voted for Barack Obama?
I did not.
Who voted for Barack Obama? Overwhelmingly Black people. It was the highest turnout
Because he was
for the
portrayed as a
Black
Black
vote.
man.
No, no, no. Don't make excuses. Did your Black Americans put Obama in office? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I
Answer the
don't read it.
question.
I don't have the
Answer the
numbers.
question. Did they or did they not give him the highest voter turnout for a presidential election in American history? Yes or no?
They
Yes.
did.
And when he ran a second time, did they not do it again?
I don't know
So
about the
my
second
question,
time.
Black Americans, is why didn't you hold Barack Obama accountable instead of standing by celebrating him? I held him accountable. I'm one
You
of the
did,
only voices
and a
who held
lot
him
of us
accountable.
did, but there's not enough of us who did. That's the issue.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think we should be focusing more on trying to control the behavior of African immigrants over which we exercise no power? Or should we be focusing more on channeling our $2 trillion into making ourselves into a superpower in this country? Where would you like to put your energy? If those were your
I would
only
like to
two
put
options.
my energy on getting minds to stop shopping at these people's stores who come into our
No. I
communities
want you to answer
and
my
do
question.
nothing for.
You did
That's
not
my
answer my
stance on
question.
it. I
You
answered
did
it.
not answer my
That's my
question.
focus.
You did not answer my question.
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask it again.
Go
Do
ahead.
you think we should focus on
We.
fighting and attacking? Okay, we. You
Mhm.
said we. You said that to say what?
I'm not attacking anyone, Dr.
No.
Umar.
You said we. What did you mean by we?
You
You
said
interrupted me
we.
and said we. Did
You
you
said
say
we
we
should
as to
focus
say,
more on.
no, stay with, right. Did you say we as to say that you and I are not the same? Is that why you said we? I just want to clarify.
No.
Okay, because I thought that that's what you was trying to say.
No. No.
Okay,
No.
so my question is, would you rather focus on trying to stop the progress of African immigrants in America, or should we focus on using our $2 trillion in spending power to build ourselves into a superpower in this country? Which do you prefer? What do you think is the better use of our energy?
Of course, the economic part.
So why don't we focus on that?
Who said we all
Can I
have
ask
to
you a
speak
question?
for ourselves
Can I ask you a question?
individually?
Can you name me a single leader of the Black American We Hate African Immigrant Group that
I
is
don't hate
building a,
Africans, so don't put that
listen,
on me.
listen, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but you clearly got an issue with them. But my
I said
question is,
anybody that undermines the
that's
Black
not what you said
American
in the
experience.
beginning. But listen to
Anybody.
what, that's not what you said in the beginning. But listen to what I'm saying. Can
Hush.
you name me a leader, listen, or an organization that has an issue with African immigrants who are trying to build a relevant institution for Black people? Give me someone who has an issue with African immigrants who are doing something to create an institution for the American African people. Can you name me one person doing something of significance besides complain about African immigrants? Can you name me one person?
Well, this
And
is
what are
a
they doing?
new journey. So, of course, like anything else, they have to start somewhere. And I guess it's going to start by, and stop saying I hate Africans, because I never said that. I never said that. I said I hate
I
anybody that
appreciate your clarity.
undermines.
I appreciate your
Undermines. I
clarity.
want to give the clarity. I
I
never said I
appreciate your
hate a
clarity.
specific group of people.
I
I said
appreciate your
anybody that
clarity.
undermines our people,
I
I
appreciate your
don't
clarity.
agree with.
I appreciate your clarity. Now, getting
Thank
back
you.
to the question, can you name somebody who has an issue with African immigrants who are doing something besides talk to empower the American African people using our own money? Who?
Well, there's a
Who?
lot of people.
Who's building a relevant institution for the Black American
He's not
people?
on my neck. He's
Say
not
that again.
actually. No, I'm talking about whoever's in the comments.
Don't worry about the comments, my queen.
Yeah.
I got all type of coons in there. I got Zesty Fest. I got bunnies. I got all kind of stuff in there. Don't worry about them. If you look, don't look at them comments. Okay, I attract all kind of flies from the shit stack.
It's
Don't you worry about it.
crazy. We can have difference of opinion. See,
Yes,
that's
we
the
can.
thing with
And I
people.
love you, my sister. I
They don't
love
think
you.
that you can have a difference of opinion and still be cool with somebody.
Yes, we are. We are good. We are family. We are
They
family.
got to grow up.
I agree with you, my queen. Now, to my question, who is building an institution rather than worry about the African immigrants? Do you know somebody who's doing that? Because I don't know of anyone.
The
Without
people
white money, independently without white money. Who?
I know of a few,
Can you give me
but I can't
somebody?
put their names out because they're
Okay, I
gatekeeping.
got you. I
They're
got you. I got
gatekeeping their
you.
things
Okay,
right now.
okay, okay.
So I
So
can't do that.
to be seen, right? I
To
respect
be
that. To be,
safe.
oh, no, I respect what you're saying. I'm saying to be
Yeah.
seen. We will see it eventually.
Yeah.
So, okay, okay. I want to thank you, my sister. You are my sister. I love you. and I will die for you. And I love those lips. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Enjoy your day, baby. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
All right. All right. That was lovely.